What's up, everybody? It's Bartley Barnes coming at you with a brand new episode. This is episode 2 of our new show, and we're going to talk some movie news this time. We're going to talk a little bit of what we've been watching lately, and then we have a specific topic of the week. It's going to be about box office bombs in honor of last week's Dark Phoenix. What's going on, Keith? How you doing, my man?
Doing all right, man. Back for another show.
Yeah, that's all right, man. Keith is coming in hot. His kids are making him angry, so he's ready to go. So before we get started, I just want to talk about something really quick, because last week I mentioned that I have a new Spider-Man Far From Home theory. The movie's
that's right.
coming up. I'm getting more and more excited for this movie as it's coming.
It's coming soon, too.
I'm so excited for this. Because just Mysterio's going to be in it. It's Jake Gyllenhaal playing Mysterio. And I think it's going to answer a lot of questions of where the MCU's heading in the future. Because there's things in the trailer that, if are true, are going to change the whole MCU.
Right.
Specifically, the alternate dimensions. What is the multiverse, right? The multiverse, right? As Peter Parker says it so excitingly.
Yeah.
He better be careful what he wishes for. He's so excited about the multiverse. But he's a nerd, he's getting excited.
Yeah.
Alright, so I always thought, like, the titles of these last two Spider-Man movies, I don't love them. Like, Homecoming, I get it because Spider-Man was returning to Marvel in the MCU. Yeah. Even though Sony still owns them. And, like, he's going to Homecoming in the movie. Right. And it's like, it's supposed to be like a John Hughes type movie, right?
Yeah.
So cute name. And then Far From Home, I was like, really, the home element again in the name. And he's just going on vacation, right?
Yeah.
This hit me so hard when I was in the movie theaters a couple weeks ago. I think the multiverse is real, and they're going in the movie. They're gonna go to another world, maybe Mysterio's world, and I think we're gonna see a character or two that we wouldn't expect to see. I'm not saying X-Men or Fantastic Four. There was two. They were already making this movie before the deal was done.
Yeah.
But I'm saying, like, maybe a Venom or some other character that, damn, I didn't think I would see that character yet.
Yeah.
I think part of the movie is going to take place in another world, like another dimension in the multiverse, i.e. Far From Home.
Venom. I think you
Far From Home.
Yeah,
because it's not just, we're just on vacation.
We're in London or wherever they are, Europe.
They're not going to... The theme of the movie the name of the movie isn't going to be based on just them going on vacation.
Right.
It's a double meaning, just like Homecoming was.
Yeah.
They're going on vacation, yay, it's a vacation movie.
Yeah.
A high school vacation movie. They're also going to another dimension.
It's going to be away from...
And something like, it's going to be, like, important, though. Like, I think a lot of the movie is going to take place in another world.
Yeah,
and it's going to affect something, like some character's going to come back. Perfect way for them to cross over Venom in the future.
Yeah,
like, what do you think?
That's the first thing I thought.
What do you think?
Probably, I agree. I think you're right. I think that's probably exactly going to be the case. Especially the Venom thing. I think
it makes the title make so much more sense.
Yeah, that would be a way to tie those two characters together, which they should be. So
especially since Venom was so successful.
Right.
Like, I think it. So here's the thing, and as I started thinking about this, I'm like, okay, in the comics, he gets the Venom symbiote in Secret Wars. They go off, fight in space, whatever. That's not what they're doing in the MCU.
Yeah.
I think this would be crazy, but I think it's a possibility. They go to the same world that Mysterio's from, Venom's from. Like, they're in the same world, right? So they go to that world. Maybe they have to close the portals from the other side. So in Spider-Man going with Jake Gyllenhaal to help him, and then Spider-Man will be able to get back to his world, like, before the portal closes or whatever. In the process of that, whether we see Venom or not, some of the symbiote attaches to Spider-Man, and that's how he gets the symbiote. And then instead of him getting it from space, he gets it from an alternate dimension. And I'm not saying Spider-Man 3 is gonna be, the Venom thing, but I think it could be.
Could be.
And
because weren't there more of them?
Because they're coming out with Venom 2.
Venom 2, but in Venom there was a
bunch of them. I don't know how it works exactly, but maybe part of it, or maybe it leaves Eddie Brock, and then Eddie Brock's like finds a way to get to this dimension, he's like, he wants it back.
Yeah.
And, I think that would be pretty cool. And I trust Kevin Feige. We're not getting another Spider-Man 3, another Sam Raimi Spider-Man 3. Like, they would do it very well. And imagine Tom Hardy and Tom Holland. Like, that's great.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I think, I'm so excited. Like, I honestly think that's what's going to happen. Not the whole Venom thing, but they're going to go into another dimension. Another world, and that's what's hinting, the title's hinting towards.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think that sounds good.
All right, so I gathered some news stories that I want to talk about. So let's go on to, I want to call it entertainment news segment because we're not only going to talk about movie news. We'll talk about TV news.
Yeah.
We'll talk about some video game news sometimes, maybe, as you can see in the notes here. So first up, I want to talk about, there was, I believe, Marvel, or I think Disney had a shareholders meeting, and they were talking to the shareholders about some upcoming stuff. And as we know, Loki is getting a Disney Plus series. Mm-hmm. I'm not sure when it's coming out, but I feel like it's going to be the first one out the gate. Who knows? Maybe Winter Soldier and Falcon. But there is a kind of like somebody took a photo with their phone of Kevin Feige presenting this, and there's like a shot of Loki walking maybe down in LA or something, and you see Jaws, the Jaws logo in the background. So he's in the 70s, right?
It looks like it, yeah.
So Jaws came out in the 70s. So
there's an AMC Pacer, it looks like.
So a lot of people are saying, "Oh, it's a time travel show," but other people have brought this up too. That doesn't mean it's time travel. It means we're going through different eras which Loki visited throughout his history, because Loki is thousands of years old. Yeah. Just like Thor is. Mm-hmm. So I'm excited for this show because I think the Loki character in the current timeline is dead. So I believe we still get Loki.
Yeah.
And because he's too good. Like, I didn't want that to be the last time I see Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
He's never gonna go away. I'll tell you that right now.
He's so good.
They'll never. Yeah.
That's the thing, though. Like,
he loves doing it. He loves the character, and he's too popular and too blood. They'll never. The
thing with Thor and Loki is like,
either one of them.
Hey, we can tell a story from 5,000 years ago.
Exactly.
What were they doing? And boom, it doesn't matter. It could just take place in a different time.
Yeah.
Do you like this image? Do you like that this era is where he's gonna be?
Yeah, it looks cool. Like I said, you got an old, what appears to be an AMC Pacer. He's walking in front of an old car. Yeah, I got the Jaws on the marquee back there, and it looks like it reminds me of that scene in the beginning when Wolverine went back in time in Days of Future Past.
Oh, yeah.
In the 70s and all the 70s clothes stuff. Yeah, that's exciting. When is this supposed to come out?
I mean, I don't think there's a release date for it unless it says it in that article.
Oh, no, it says, Disney Plus launches November.
Yeah, so Disney Plus launches November 12th. The only thing we know that for sure is going to be airing when it launches is The Mandalorian.
Okay.
And the Lady and the Tramp live action movie.
Yeah, okay. All right. Because I was going to say, I wonder if it'll be ready to go. I mean, if they're shooting it now, if it'll be ready to go. It can't be too much, longer after they debut.
Well, it's interesting because now these are MCU proper shows.
Yeah.
The Loki, Winter Soldier, and Falcon. I hope they change the name of the Wanda and Vision show. It better not be. Was there a comic called WandaVision?
I don't know, but that's...
Just call it Scarlet Witch.
It's weird.
Scarlet Witch and the Vision or something.
Yeah.
Like, don't call it WandaVision, please. But that's coming out. So what are you excited for this show, the Loki show?
Definitely. Yeah, very
much.
Out
of the 3 confirmed shows, well, they're actually working on a Hawkeye one. I don't know if it's 100% confirmed, but they're working on a Hawkeye series.
The case, that'd be my
out of those, what are you most excited for?
It would be Hawkeye, but if that's not confirmed, then we can't. But of these 3, I was gonna say Loki, but I am sure I would like to see some Winter Soldier.
Yeah. Well,
stuff.
We know Emily Van Camp and Daniel Bruhl are in that.
Supposed to be,
So it's basically like a Civil War.
So if they're going out, if they're still, if he gets out somehow, or he,
they left that open.
Talks his way out of imprisonment or whatever. Yeah.
He I think the last shot he's like, you lost, and he's like, did I?
Yeah.
Because he tore down the Avengers.
Right.
And now that I think about this, so Zemo, he accomplished his goal. he got them to fight each other, and because of what he did, the Avengers weren't together to defeat Thanos, leading to the snap, leading to the 5 years with everybody dead, leading to Tony Stark sacrificing himself. Look at the thread of what he did. Mm-hmm. That's crazy. I think that makes Civil War better because his plan worked.
Yeah, exactly right. Yeah. And, but then again, it's like, well, because of what he did, half the world got eliminated,
true.
Disappeared. So.
Well, but now they're back, and only Tony Stark died.
It took 5 years and so much
actually,
damage. You're right,
and Black Widow,
back and Black Widow, yeah.
So, which are two huge losses.
I'm curious what are his thoughts on everything that just happened.
For me, it's definitely the Loki show. I love that character so much. He's so good. But Winter Soldier and Falcon are as high up there too.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, staying on Marvel topics here. I didn't know this game was coming out, to be honest. So at E3 they dropped the Avengers A-Day video game trailer.
Yeah,
I'm not a huge gamer, but I play NBA 2K a lot. Speaking of that, why is my Xbox on right now? I play NBA 2K a lot. Speaking of that, you need to get your butt whooped soon on that.
Oh boy. We have to settle on which system we're going to use. See, because I am not an Xbox guy.
Oh man. Okay, I can play on PS4.
If you play PS4,
I can play on PS4. I'll have to come over and play. Maybe we'll do both, like home court advantage.
We'll do a series.
Both. We'll do a 7-game series. We'll play. I don't know. We'll figure it out. And I play like the Star Wars games, and I've been waiting since 2012 for them to come out with a proper Avengers game, full-fledged Avengers game. I had ideas of like you're a young superhero and you have to accomplish goals and you build your way up to join the Avengers, like something like an open world game like that. But this is a little bit different. All right, I have mixed feelings on this trailer, but what did you think of it?
Well, I'll get to that in just a sec. I will say when the MCU started, they had video games that were tied into each movie.
No, that's very true. They did.
Had an Iron Man.
They were like Iron Man 2, yeah.
They had a Captain America game, which was actually pretty good.
That's very true. You're right.
They had a Thor game. So everyone assumed there was going to be an Avengers game. I think they planned one, and then it just for whatever reason.
But those games tied into the movies, like they looked like Robert Downey Jr.
Yeah.
And
they had the voices and everything. Yeah. Chris Evans did the Captain America. It was Thor, and they even got Odin.
Anthony Hopkins. Wow.
Yeah. So they were basically like extended, things from the movies. And the Captain America game was actually pretty cool. It was kind of like
you're right. But I wanted like an epic multiplayer.
Well, that's what everyone assumed that they were going to do.
Avengers
there was going to be an Avengers game to tie in with the movie, and I think, like I said, they had one planned. I think, and it just maybe it was licensing or whatever. It fell through for whatever reason.
I had been looking it up a lot, and they were like, "We're just trying to find the right, get it right or something like that."
Yeah. And well, I don't know. This for the most part, it looks really good. I'm excited about it. Last year, my favorite. I didn't play a ton of games. Like I said, I'm an NBA 2K guy like you, and Madden occasionally.
Yeah.
And I'm a big Uncharted guy. That's my favorite video game ever. But last year, Spider-Man game, I sat and was on one of my vacations from work last year. I spent the whole week playing Spider-Man. I love that game.
I tried to, but the PS4s were all sold out on Black Friday. I wanted to get the Spider-Man bundle.
Yeah.
I went to buy a PS4, all sold out everywhere, so I settled for an Xbox.
Yeah.
Not that I like Xbox. Yeah. I actually prefer Xbox, but I wanted that Spider-Man game. It's only on PS4.
Good. It should only be on PS4. No,
it's because Sony.
I'm surprised that
because Sony makes PlayStation and they have the rights to Spider-Man. That's the only reason.
Yeah. Well, you're missing out, my friend. Because listen,
I know
it's
everyone
so much fun.
Tells me it's great.
Love that game. The Avengers. There are references, obviously, to other. You got Avengers Tower is in it.
Yeah. Isn't the Baxter Building in it?
No, not the Baxter Building.
Or Oscorp. But the Oscorp Building.
No. The Sanctum Sanctorum is in it.
Oh, okay.
The Wakandan Embassy is in it.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
You get in Hell's Kitchen. You got the bar they hang out at. Matt Murdock and
That's cool.
Jessica Jones' Alias Investigations office is there. So
that
there's a bunch of
really cool.
Yeah. You just walk by and see all that stuff. And of course, and all the usual Spider-Man stuff, the Oscorp and all that stuff is in it. But So, and one of the villains that we see in this trailer, I think confirmed, is the villain in this game is Taskmaster. He's one of the villains in the Spider-Man game. I'm wondering if they're tied together.
Did it look like the same?
It looks just like it because it's a DLC when you fight Taskmaster, and then the actual storyline you fight him. He has different missions that he plans for Spider-Man throughout, and it's very difficult.
He just buy a PS4, man.
He just gets away. He just leaves and goes away at the end of it.
So he probably.
So I'm assuming it's I feel like it's tied into Spider-Man. I would love to see because I'm wondering because you only got 5 of the Avengers here. There's no Hawkeye,
which
for some
that's
reason.
Unfortunate.
Well, yeah, I don't really.
We'll see him again, but it's kind of like
I wonder if Spider-Man will join the fight at some point, maybe in a DLC
He will. All right, so I'm excited for this game because it's an Avengers game. It's something that I've been waiting for.
Yeah.
I think the graphics look terrible.
I was just about to mention
they look absolutely terrible.
The faces of some of the characters are bad.
I actually don't want them to look like the movie actors. Because that's different. It's separate. It's not combined. Because then it's like
no, it's a different.
It's way. I'm glad it's different actors playing these characters. In the,
it's
in
a
the
separate
movie.
thing.
But it looks like they made this game like 6 years ago, maybe even later than like sooner than that.
Yeah.
And they're barely putting it out now.
It's not good. It's not good.
It looks terrible, but I think they're gonna correct it. It's very early in the stage. It doesn't come out till
next year,
late 2020, like mid 2020.
It's May 2020.
Yeah, so May 2020. And you could even play the beta version soon or now or something like that. So I think this footage is like beta footage.
It might be.
Honestly.
Yeah, it might be.
But I'm still excited. I'm gonna buy this game the day it comes out. I can't wait. And they did say, I watched a video about these guys who know a lot about it on the Marvel YouTube channel, the main one. And they said that, like, the characters are very customizable. Like, there's going to be multiplayer. That they're going to add characters. Like, they're going to add cities and characters for free. Like, you don't have to pay for the stuff like the first Battlefront game in Star Wars. Like, it's all, once you have the system in the game, you get those updates for free.
You'll get the updates, and it'll be that.
And they'll add Hawkeye, they'll add Spider-Man, they'll add Black Panther, they'll
do all the same stuff they did in Spider-Man. You earn it throughout the course of playing the game.
I'm wondering if, they'll go multiplayer, you could hop online and pick a character and then go fight other people. That would be crazy.
Yeah, that'd be interesting.
But for me, I'm more of, a single-player gamer, play story mode by myself, so I'm so excited for this. Also, story mode multiplayer would be dope too. One of us play as Cap, one of us play as Thor, and that would be sick.
That would be good. Yeah.
I'm excited overall. I just hope this is just early test footage or something like that. Because it looks terrible.
It is because with the Spider-Man, they released that one scene with the where he's got to catch that helicopter with the villain, Mr. Negative, I think his name is.
Okay.
And that was 2 years before the game came out.
I think they must still be mastering it or something.
They
like
are.
That.
They definitely are.
Okay, cool. Well, moving on to another topic, and we normally don't talk about posters, but you and I are so excited for this movie, and that's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. They released a new poster, and it is awesome. The poster is awesome.
Yeah, it's definitely got that.
I want that poster framed in my living room.
Yeah, it definitely fits the time. You see, I wonder who, because if he's the same character from Death Proof, that would be.
I mean, who he's playing?
Is he playing Stuntman Mike?
Dude, what a freaking cast, man!
That'd be hilarious because he's a stuntman. Brad Pitt is.
Al Pacino.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Fanning, right? Isn't she in this? One of them. Dakota Fanning, yeah. Yeah, Bruce Starr. Tony Oliphant, yeah.
What?
Yeah. I didn't know that until I just saw that just now, on the poster.
What a great
Luke Perry,
cast,
of course,
dude.
in his last role.
It looks so good, dude.
Yeah.
Brad Pitt looks hilarious.
He does.
I know Leo's gonna kill it, and Brad Pitt's gonna kill it too. But Brad Pitt just looks hilarious in this movie. I forget when he's talking to that other stunt guy about fighting and stuff. It's just it's funny, dude. And and Margot Robbie is amazing.
Yeah.
I love this poster. I am so excited for this movie. And people think I'm exaggerating when I say this, but it's seriously anything like that. It went Star Wars Episode 9, Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Yeah.
I love Tarantino movies. Even no matter what Tarantino movie it was going to be, I would be excited for it. But
I'm a fanatic, so yeah.
These two guys are like two of my favorite actors of all time, and the rest of the cast is incredible. And the subject matter is amazing.
Yeah, and we still don't know exactly what it's about. I mean, we know it's set obviously in Hollywood in the late '60s.
The setting
with
and
the
then
backdrop of the
having
Manson
the
murders.
Charles Manson murders like be a backdrop. It's not going to be the main storyline.
No, not at all. Not at all. Except for the fact that obviously they are going to be. They know Sharon Tate. But yeah, it's great old style. Looks like the old what's the old Burt Reynolds Smoking and Bandit style type of poster, which was years later, obviously, but still, it looks like that. So it looks good.
Awesome. Alrighty. Now moving on to a trailer that I wanted to talk about, particularly because we're going to talk about the Doctor Sleep trailer, and I recently watched The Shining like a couple years ago for the first time, and I went into it with an open mind. I know it's considered a horror classic, but even at that, it's still split among people sometimes. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I love the mythology and everything introduced, and I've never read the Stephen King book, so I'm not comparing it to the book. I'm talking about it as a movie. And I thought it was great. And I didn't even know about all the behind-the-scenes drama, which is crazy. But even disregarding that, just looking at it as a film, and Keith hasn't watched it. So
watched Shining,
movie watching challenge. You haven't seen what coming up soon for that.
Maybe.
But so not having seen The Shining, what did you think of this trailer?
Didn't really catch my fancy.
Think for me, having seen it, I think you had to have seen the movie for it to get you more excited, to be honest.
Yeah, and like I said, I know enough of the story, and the only thing that really piqued, just some of the images that are callbacks to The Shining with the hallway and the little girl on the little whatever tricycle or whatever it was.
The twins.
The hallway itself with the blood rushing down and of course it was a cool shot at the end with him peeking through the door that Jack.
And then you hear all this rambling going on.
That looked pretty good. So Ewan McGregor.
That's the thing for me. It's like, all right, it's a sequel to The Shining, and they did confirm. I think the director confirmed it's like connected to the first movie. And he's playing the son of
Danny.
Of Jack in the movie.
Danny? I think it was Danny. Yeah.
And like just that alone, and starring Ewan McGregor, I freaking love Ewan McGregor. So
does he look like Rebecca Ferguson? Was that her?
Rebecca Ferguson is in the movie. I'm excited for this movie. Like it's not going to be like on top of my list to see, but I'm definitely excited about it. All right, to wrap up our entertainment news segment, going back to some Marvel stuff. So recently, I think Mindy Kaling was in an interview, and she said that she'd been she had spoke to Marvel about the Miss Marvel character, and she said that they're excited about bringing the character, and before people get ahead of themselves, they're not talking about her starring as the character. The character's like, I think she's like a 14 or 15-year-old girl. Yeah. And so obviously Mindy Kaling wouldn't play her, but I would not be surprised if she plays like a sibling, not a sibling, but like an aunt to the character or something, like a supporting role in the movie. But I think they're talking to Mindy Kaling about producing and writing. I think that would be great. But the big thing is that Marvel's looking at this character. I haven't read her individual line, but I've read comics with her in it. Yeah. I think there was a team up comic. I think it was called The Ultimates. No, I don't know. It was like a young Avengers team, and it had like Miss Marvel and a young Cyclops in it, and it had I think it had Nova in the run. Okay. So I read that comic, and I really liked the character in that series. So that's my experience with her. But I think it's a really cool idea. I think she pops up in some of the Captain Marvel comics as well, which I've read a lot of those. So what do you think about this? Do you think that it would be cool to bring this character in the MCU, and how do you think they would do it?
Yeah, it'd be very cool. I love Mindy Kaling. She's one of the most talented people we got. in Hollywood right now, one of the talented bigger names. She does a lot behind the scenes. She wrote and directed a lot of episodes of The Office, and
she's producing and writing and directing a lot of stuff right now. Yeah.
She did her own show, The Mindy Project, which was really funny. It was a really good show. So yeah, doing a lot of stuff. I just reading here, it says her and Riz Ahmed are both trying to bring.
That's awesome.
So that'd be really cool. Just reading here though, it says Brie Larson has expressed interest in Ms. Marvel coming to MCU.
She has,
specifically in a Captain Marvel sequel. Which would make sense, of course. It would have to be, well, not necessarily. I was going to say it would have to be set in modern day, but not necessarily. It could pick up. I don't know.
I would like it set in modern day.
It'd probably be better.
Because then you can have that character as the same actress be in the MCU.
Yeah,
you know?
Going forward.
Yeah,
that would be cool. So, yeah, I'd love that. That would be really cool. I didn't know she's from New Jersey, lives in Jersey City, which is pretty funny.
That's awesome.
Not far from New York, so that would make sense. So, that'd be cool.
Yeah, I think it would be a smart move for Marvel. You know, they're going to have to switch it up. They already have, you know, with Doctor Strange, Guardians, Black Panther, but like bringing in this character could be huge.
It would be huge. It would be huge.
And, you know, I think they can do it in a multiple number of ways. They can introduce her in Captain Marvel 2, do a spin-off movie, and, you know, you have, not a spin-off, but her own movie, and you have Captain Marvel make an appearance. Yeah. You know, it doesn't have to be a big budget. It can be like, you know, $90 million budget, and then it makes $450 worldwide, and it's, you know, it's a success. Or you introduce her in Captain Marvel 2, Disney Plus series. Either way, I think I would be good with it either way.
Do you think would she still be an Inhuman?
No, I don't think so. I think they are disregarding. I mean, I don't know. Would fans be pissed that they're going away from that?
I mean, maybe. Although, I mean, well, I don't know because look, they didn't come out to watch Inhumans or really support that show. Mostly because of how poorly it was done. But I don't know another way to. What other way to explain?
I mean, mutant.
Yeah,
you could say they've changed origins.
Yeah, of course.
They changed Captain Marvel's origins.
That's true. You're right.
Were fans pissed that she got her
pretty much got
her Power Stone
from the Tesseract, pretty much. Yeah,
Tesseract.
So it'd be the same thing with her. One of the stones.
So you can say she's a mutant.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah,
that'd be interesting. I mean, they gotta introduce mutants somehow, some way.
Yeah.
Alrighty. Well, I think we're all for a Miss Marvel appearance in the MCU, movie, TV show, whatever it may be. All right, so moving on to our What You're Watching Lately segment. Last week we talked about, you know, Barry, Big Little Lies, Black Mirror Season 5. So I'll go to you, Keith. What have you been watching lately, man, this past week? Anything new?
You'll be very happy to know. Last night I went and saw Aladdin.
Yes. Yes. Thoughts?
I love this movie so much. It hurts.
The new one?
Love it.
Dude, I love Aladdin.
Love it.
I love Aladdin.
Love it.
And
love it.
And
listening to the soundtrack on the way here.
So good.
Man, I can't even describe how much I love it.
The animated one is one of your favorite films.
One of my favorite movies ever. So this one, and listen, they're completely separate. I mean, I was able to separate both. There were a lot of changes.
It's an adaptation.
There were things that I wish they had done from the animated one to this one. I love the moment, like in the animated one, when she reveals on the street that she's the princess. They didn't do that in this one. They did it in a different way. Because that's when Aladdin first sees, oh my gosh, this girl I've been talking to the whole time was the princess. Instead of Jafar telling him. But it was fine. It worked. It didn't bother me. But I was like, I want to see that moment. He didn't turn to a big snake, which I was like, I want to see Jafar as a big snake. Other than that, man, I can't describe how much I love this movie.
Dude, that's awesome. So I'm glad to hear that because it could have gone either way.
So
you could have hated it.
I don't think I was ever gonna hate it. I don't think, but I had high expectations for it because it's Aladdin, because of how much I love it.
Yeah,
and how much you guys all loved it. But man, I can't wait to see it again. I really enjoyed it. The songs were all great.
Yeah, I want to go watch it again. I've seen it twice already.
Yeah. We're already talking about going to see it again this week. So I loved Will Smith's version of A Friend Like Me.
It was good.
I absolutely loved it. It was his own. Yeah, I loved his take on the genie because it was like it's the Will Smith version of the genie. You know, everyone's not Robin. People complaining about Will Smith from the beginning. I thought it was a great casting. I was looking forward to seeing him play the genie. Um, there are some moments where you definitely see he did that kind of callback to something that Robin Williams did.
But I think that's a good
But it was
thing.
still his own version. But it was like, okay, that's funny. He did a couple of little things here that Robin Williams did. But I was thinking about Robin Williams. I think he would have enjoyed it as well. He would have enjoyed Will Smith's version.
Oh, I think so.
Just knowing the type of person he was.
Yeah.
But I loved it, man. I thought it was great. A lot of people complaining about, like I mentioned, Jafar. I think when we talked about it on the
I
thought he was fine.
So I didn't hate him, but I thought he was like the least good part of the movie. But after seeing it a second time, I kind of started to change my mind. Like, it's just a different Jafar. I need to not compare him to the Jafar from the animated film.
See, the only thing is, he's not the Jafar in the animated one is older. He's a little more imposing and intimidating.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like just old wizard kind of is bearing down on you. This one's not quite that. Like you said, he's a different Jafar. He's young. You see him in real life. He's one of the most beautiful people in the world. this guy. But I thought it was fine. It worked. Like I said, he just didn't turn into a big snake like I wanted at the end.
I actually like what they did.
But that was cool. I like when he turned him into the genie, and that was a cool effect. I thought the effects were good, and I loved it.
Dude, I love this movie. So because for me, I enjoy movies. Like, when you're watching a movie, you can just feel it when you enjoy it, right? Yeah. And for me, it's like when I was watching that movie, it just gave me so much joy, and I wanted to go see it again. And the second time I saw it, I just was like going in knowing I loved it, and just like taking it all in again, and like just getting chills because I loved it so much. And I was
smiling the whole time.
Naomi Scott was so good.
She was awesome.
She was so good, and just like, I want a sequel.
She can sing.
And it's made enough money to warrant a sequel.
It has, definitely. Yeah. Well,
and it's not going to be like the sequels to the animated film.
Well, no, Return of Jafar, which was not great. But
I'm saying, like,
that's definitely where
those were like straight to DVD, weren't they?
Yeah, they were.
Yeah.
They were. So. Return of Jafar it wasn't great. The third one, the Prince of Thieves or 40 Thieves, that was awesome. It was really good. Where Aladdin's father came in.
I need to rewatch those.
It's really good. Yeah. I really like that. And that one, Robin Williams actually came back to voice Genie for that one. It was really good. So I hope they do all three of those. Return of Jafar. They're definitely going to do Return of Jafar. It's definitely going to happen.
That's probably
that would be really cool.
The name of the sequel.
That'll be able to call, yeah.
And the way they set it up, I think that would be so
be perfect.
cool.
Yeah.
Like, and
someone else finds a lamp. And
exactly.
Really
and somebody that shouldn't be finding the lamp finds it somehow. And so for me, that kind of segues into something. So I bought Captain Marvel on Blu-ray and I watched it, and I still feel the same way. I like it a lot, enjoy it very much, but I don't love it.
Yeah.
And for me, and I'm like, it's a good movie, solid movie, and it's like, I don't get as much joy from Captain Marvel as I do Aladdin. Like, I don't. I enjoy Aladdin more, and I adjusted my movie rankings. Like, I have Endgame at number 1.
Yeah.
And very closely behind is John Wick 3.
So for me, it's Aladdin.
Very close behind Endgame is John Wick 3, but number 3 is Aladdin.
Yeah.
So it's Endgame, John Wick, Aladdin. That's my top 3 movies of the year. Mm-hmm. And I love all 3 of those movies. Like, I'm not even a huge John Wick fan. Like, I like the first 2; they're good action movies. This third one, have you seen it yet?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've talked about it. Freaking blew me away, man.
Yeah.
Like, I can't talk about it enough.
Because we haven't talked about it. We didn't do any John Wick thing on our channel on Apocalypse yet.
I don't want to get into too much spoilers, but we can talk about it.
It's not. See, the thing I was going to say on our Apocalypse show.
Yeah.
Since Brian's not here, he hasn't seen it. What are you doing, Brian? Go see John Wick 3. Turn this off, by the way, Brian, if you're listening. Pause it right here or skip ahead. My only problem is at the end, it just kind of ends exactly where it started.
No, you're right.
So it's like, what do we just... It's literally, it ends exactly where the movie starts. He's on the run.
Now that you mention it, yeah.
That's my only semi-criticism of it. It's like, well, that's...
Yeah, I didn't love the ending. I was like, really?
It's exactly where we started at the beginning of the movie. At the end of the last one and the beginning of this one.
But other than that, like...
Other than that, yeah, it's great. I think it's
and look, I haven't seen The Raid. I need to watch those movies.
Love those guys.
I haven't seen The Raid or Raid 2, but...
Yeah, really? Oh,
and those guys from The Raid are in it. Awesome. I loved them in the movie. And I don't want to spoil it, but just that sequence was amazing. But the best action I've ever seen in John Wick 3. Anyways, I wasn't even gonna talk about John Wick 3, but I'm saying I rewatched Captain Marvel.
Yeah.
Still, like, I don't want to say lukewarm on it, but I think I'm like lukewarm on it. Like,
I got it on digital a few weeks back.
I like it,
and I watched it like 3 or 4 times. I love Captain Marvel, man. I just think it's cool. I just love seeing. Maybe it's because I love Brie Larson.
No, all right.
I don't know.
For me, it's like I think it's my number 4 movie of the year. I still like it a lot, and it's like to me, it kind of just feels like the first Captain America or the first Thor. Like they're good, solid movies, and they're great additions to the MCU, but they're not going to be in the top 5 MCU movies. Like they don't get close to that, you know. And same with this movie. And I just hope. I kind of want them to bring on a new director for Captain Marvel 2. To be honest, I think they can do
all right.
Some. They didn't do a bad job at all.
Yeah.
The best thing about Captain Marvel is the 90s settings, though. I love the music in the movie.
Yeah. See, now a lot of people.
I just didn't like the whole thing. Honestly, the more I watch it, like I think I didn't like the whole thing with the Supreme Intelligence and Jude Law. I think Jude Law. I love Jude Law. He's good. Like he's giving a solid performance, but I didn't like that whole thing.
Well, see, there probably should have been more of that, to be honest. And that's what if I were to say, I think I said at the time, a lot of people were saying more space stuff.
Yeah,
I think Jake said that too. He's like the more of that stuff.
I actually
in space on that planet, Hala, and
I like the Earth. I prefer the Earth.
I did too. I enjoyed it.
I prefer the Earth stuff. For me, the movie picks up when she lands on Earth and she meets Sam Jackson. That for me, and I love her and Sam Jackson interaction, and I love the scene when they're washing dishes together. And he starts singing Mr. Postman to her.
She's just looking at him.
I love that scene. See, I really do enjoy this movie, but it doesn't give me. And for me, for my favorite movies, it's how much I enjoy them, and I enjoy Aladdin more. So.
Well, as far as the space stuff, it would be like Guardians of the Galaxy, like because we've seen just Earth and stuff. Like I don't necessarily want to see the Guardians on Earth. I like seeing the other worlds and seeing different ships and different.
Well, she's been all over the place for decades.
Yeah, I want to see
see
more of that stuff.
We will. I think we will. Yeah. Something else I watched, which also, I guess it's not a spoiler. It has to do with Keanu Reeves. Is Always Be My Maybe. Watch this movie, dude. Jake mentioned it to us last week. I really enjoy this movie.
Really? Okay.
It's good. It's good. I forget. Is it Randall Park, the actor?
Yeah.
He's so good in it.
I like him.
I think Ali Wong is the name of the female lead. She's great, and I think they produced and wrote it. At least she did. Dude, I like. I don't even think it's rated R. I think it's PG-13. Do Netflix movies even have ratings? I don't even know.
Yeah, good question. I don't know. Yeah.
But it's like a very hard PG-13.
Okay.
It's hilarious, dude. And Keanu Reeves is in this movie. He is freaking hilarious in this movie.
All right.
Dude, are you surprised to hear that? Do you ever hear Keanu Reeves being hilarious? He is Bill and Ted stuff.
Yeah.
Dude,
but
it's gold.
Yeah.
Gold. And Randall Park's character is he has a band, but it's like a kind of like a underground hip hop band.
Okay.
And he's a rapper.
All right.
And that sounds cheesy, right? But it's so good.
Sounds funny.
Dude, you gotta check it out. It's free. You have Netflix. It's free.
Yeah.
I love to Always Be My Maybe. To be honest with you, it's up there for me as far as this year's movies. Seriously.
All right.
I'm not saying it's not above Captain Marvel or Aladdin, but it's because honestly,
so far because
this year overall, we have some huge successes and great movies.
Big ones have been good, but
there's been a lot of disappointment. Yeah. Even though I really enjoy Godzilla King of the Monsters, disappointment overall.
Yeah. Glass.
Glass was very disappointing. This movie, I enjoy this movie a lot more than those. It's in my top 6 or 7 to be honest. And then I finished Big Little Lies season 1.
Oh, good. Okay.
Very solid. Very interesting. The ending is crazy, and it sets up season 2 so well. And I watched episode 1 of season 2 with Meryl Streep. Dude, what happened in season 1 and who Meryl Streep plays? This is must-watch television. It's must-watch television. Right. And I wanted to watch Barry, but so now that I'm caught up on Big Little Lies, I have to wait each week for the episodes to air.
Yeah.
So in between, I'm gonna watch Barry.
Start watching Barry. Good. See, we're gonna just switch off because I just finished Barry last night.
Okay.
And
are they doing season 2?
Season 2. I just finished season 2.
Oh, they have season 2 seasons already.
Yeah, 2 seasons.
Awesome.
and I just finished it. So I'm gonna pick
All right,
up Big Little
I'll
Lies.
start Barry. If you start
I'm gonna start
Big Little Lies, and we'll catch up next week.
Yeah.
Did you watch anything else?
My kids hadn't seen this movie, which I felt like I haven't shown you guys this movie. So because Guy Ritchie just directed Aladdin, and so Sherlock Holmes was on Netflix.
Oh, the Robert Downey Jr. one. Yeah,
I forgot how much I love.
I like those movies, man.
Those movies, they are really good. I hadn't seen this second one in a while. I saw the first one. We saw it in the theater, and man, I don't know that I've seen it since. So I saw it on Netflix, and they're like, "Can we watch this?" Like,
I like both of them.
So good.
The first one's better, but
so good. I love that. I love that version. I've always been a big Sherlock Holmes fan. Although I haven't watched the series yet with Benedict Cumberbatch, so I gotta watch that as well. But no, I love Robert Downey's version. I really do. It's really good. I really liked it. And speaking of that, just to jump back on Aladdin real quick. I think you guys mentioned definitely some obvious Guy Ritchie moments.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I was watching it. Okay, that's clearly slow motion falling, or something happening in slow motion. It's definitely Guy Ritchie.
So
style.
Speaking of slow motion,
he did a good job though. I really.
I think my favorite, even though Never Had a Friend Like Me is amazing, I think my favorite song is the Prince Ali.
Prince Ali was great.
It was
people
so
were
good.
criticizing that.
Are you serious?
Oh yeah, there's people that didn't like that. I thought it was great.
It. And that's my favorite song from the animated version.
Yeah. Okay.
I love the way Will Smith does it. And the thing is, like,
really good.
With Will Smith, he raps on these songs, and it's like, I think
people forget.
Genie did a little bit of rapping too, like
a little,
like kind of,
right.
you know,
sort of.
he's
Yeah,
not
there were
like
some moments where
breaking in the vocals, you know,
no.
crazy. But
well, it's easy.
And I love when and this whatever. It's not a spoiler, but I love when it pauses and they're like, "We're waiting on you," and then the king, and it does like the chopped and screwed version.
Yes,
dude.
Yeah, that was
like Prince Ali, dude. It's so
that was good. It was.
I cannot wait to buy that movie on Blu-ray.
Me too,
and just
man.
Watch it
about
over
that
and
too,
over
yeah.
again. And the soundtrack is awesome.
Well, I was telling my kids, and I was talking to somebody else about it. Like, people forget because they're young, and it's easy to forget. Will Smith was a rapper. He was a performer, Grammy-nominated performer. He won the first ever rap Grammy, so people don't know that.
Yeah,
but yeah,
he was a rapper before he was a movie star.
Yeah,
he was the Fresh Prince.
Huge star, exactly.
And they still play his music on the radio.
Yeah,
Summertime,
exactly.
It's a classic.
Exactly. So just watching him do all this stuff, it was like, oh yeah, that's the Fresh Prince right there. Yeah, that was good. It was real smart. I really enjoyed it, man. But anyway, yeah. So, but yeah, I mentioned that. Just mentioned Guy Ritchie and Sherlock Holmes. So yeah, we watched that. They loved it. Totally forgot Mark Strong was the villain in that movie. I forgot his name. Shoot, totally forgot his name. Where he was pretending he was this powerful sorcerer guy, and he was all. I love seeing. The thing I love about Sherlock Holmes is seeing him figure out the way he deduces everything, and I love that. I love the way Downey would did that. And Jude Law, of course, as Watson was awesome. Yeah, and Rachel McAdams, I forgot she was in it.
They're doing Sherlock Holmes 3.
They need to. I can't believe they haven't already.
It comes out December 22nd,
really,
2021.
Guy Ritchie?
Not this year. Yep.
Okay,
director Guy Ritchie.
Yeah, they were all three of them were December movies too. So, or all the two first ones. So, okay, can't wait.
2 years from now.
Yeah, can't wait.
I mean, over 2 years from now. But they're doing it, which is.
I think during that time too, he hit.
And the thing is, like, we're not going to see Robert Downey Jr. and other blockbusters for a while.
Probably not. Or it'd probably be smaller indie stuff. I hope because he's such a great actor. But there was a stretch when that was out. He had only played. He did Iron Man. He did Iron Man 2, and then he did the second Sherlock Holmes. I think that's the only roles he was playing for like 5 years.
I mean, then he did what's the Ben Stiller movie, Tropic Thunder, which.
Yeah, that was right. I think that was right after Iron Man, maybe. So
I think it came out like 2009. So like, it was like he was filming it obviously at the same time or around the same time, you know. But he was nominated for an Oscar for that. That boggles me that one, and then Melissa McCarthy for Bridesmaids, like
I know,
comedic. Right? But I love that because
Oscars
don't have to just be drama performances.
No, you're absolutely right.
The thing is, it's all about a performance, right? The quality of your performance. If you kill it in a comedy, you should be nominated. Like,
I think the Oscar-nominated song is going to be the big song is going to be Naomi Scott's.
Hurtless.
That's a great song.
She
sing her face off.
She's a singer, like
Yeah,
She
I didn't know
albums
that.
and
Yeah,
stuff,
I didn't know that. Yeah, I just knew her. I saw her when we Power Rangers. It's the only thing I never
exactly. Yeah.
knew.
So I looked into her after
great.
that, and
I didn't know
she
that.
has albums and stuff.
Didn't know that at all. She's great. She was great, and that's a great song. And I didn't know
it's kind of funny because, like,
sing.
you know, the guy who plays Aladdin and Will Smith, they're doing their best.
They were fine
at singing, but
right.
then she just comes in and just
I know.
blows them out of the water.
Oh my god! Especially
like
what's the whole new world?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, she was great.
Yeah. And she kills it on that speech.
I'm raving about Aladdin. I really.
I'm so glad you finally
loved
watched it. That's
loved
great.
it so much.
Alrighty, so moving on to our topic of the week. Keith, you chose this topic, so why don't you go ahead and tell them what it is and why you want to talk about it?
So yeah, in honor of the disaster that was Dark Phoenix. It's not X-Men. It was X-Men, but it's just called Dark Phoenix, which is just bombing. Actually, I didn't even look up what it's doing right now itself, actually, but I'm sure it's performing poorly.
Yeah, especially because there's so many movies out right now. Like,
right.
I'll bring it up right now.
Yeah. Okay. So
it's domestic totals $45 million so far.
Jeez.
Yeah, I mean
that's in the 2 weeks.
X-Men movie, dude. That's crazy.
So
it's worldwide. It's made $148 million, but you know that movie cost at least $150 million.
Yeah, right. And especially they reshot so much.
They did so many reshoots and stuff.
Maybe probably more, to be honest.
And they pushed back the production. Like, definitely lost. It's gonna go down as. It's going to be on this list we're going to talk about.
So, absolutely. Yeah. So, it opened at 30 something, 35 or something like
33
that?
million.
33, yeah. So, yeah, it's okay. Well, they'll be lucky to hit, what is that, 45 right now? I was going to say it would be lucky to hit 50. It'll probably get 50 plus. It'll be lucky to get 60, 65.
I don't even think it'll hit that. I think it'll get 60 at most.
Yeah.
60 at most.
Wow, okay. Well, biggest box office bombs. Like, all throughout. That's what we're talking about right now, and that's our most recent one. We've had a few. I think this year, right? Dumbo was a big one.
Yeah, Dumbo was a big one, which it wasn't good. So
no. Yeah, I didn't see it. I've never cared about Dumbo, so I wasn't.
I mean, I was excited for it, to be honest, but
yeah.
it was not good.
Yeah, it didn't pique my interest at all. But well, you got a list. You got a top 10 list.
So I pulled up a
top
10 list from on digitalspy.com. So it's the top 10 most expensive movie flops of all time.
Okay.
That's what it is. So they have The Adventures of Pluto Nash at number 10.
Yeah.
Which they
I saw that movie. Have you ever seen that?
Probably when I was a kid.
You were a little kid?
Yeah, I remember it coming out. I don't want to go into the numbers of all of these because that'll take forever, but I'll mention the numbers of the top 2 or 3. So they have Stealth at number 9.
Stealth was one I was going to mention.
Yeah. They have 47 Ronin, the Keanu Reeves samurai film, at number 8. They have The Lone Ranger at number 7, which that was the production budget was $225 million.
Which I can't believe.
They just figured
it's not that bad, to be honest.
Johnny Depp.
I think that they were spanking on Johnny Depp.
And a lot of people were actually offended that they got a white guy to play this
Tonto.
role. Yeah.
It's not that bad.
Titan AE at number 6.
I like that movie.
They're not saying these movies are bad. They
no, but that's the thing. Well, that's the thing is that
they deserve to make more money.
Yeah,
I know I have one on this list that deserve to make more money. Not this one, but they have Mars Needs Moms at number 5. That's crazy.
I never seen
like, why did this movie cost $150 million? That's ridiculous. That movie, you should have known.
Yeah.
Monster Trucks, which
what are you doing?
Why did they even make that movie?
Exactly? What are you $125 million?
That's crazy. So this next one, John Carter, number 3, $263 million, $122 million loss. I love John Carter. It's so
I really like this
good,
movie.
and there's a conspiracy theory behind this. Disney purposefully wanted this movie to bomb.
I've heard that,
and I don't necessarily believe it because nobody wants to lose money.
No,
but I do believe they didn't put as much effort into it because they were about to acquire Star Wars.
That might be true.
That's why they didn't want to do 2 space epics going on at the same time.
Especially when they didn't put Mars in the title because the book's called John Carter of Mars.
Yeah,
which I think might have been more attractive.
It should have been, and because if you just see John Carter, nobody it's just a guy by the name of a guy. It's like Coach Carter.
And it's not great. It could have. There's definitely some stuff. Some effects could have been better.
The thing is, it's so underrated.
It is. I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Taylor Kitsch should be I don't know. I like him a lot. Yeah, I thought this was a good movie. I enjoyed John Carter.
Yeah,
So.
I like it a lot, man.
But this is an era. Real quick. That's John Carter. It's on those list of heroes that John Carter, Doc Samson, or the Phantom, or the Shadow, all that stuff. Those are just stop making those. No one cares about those movies. Like, unfortunately, would have been good. Probably, there's a time when those would have been good, but with the superhero stuff we're getting now, that stuff probably just wouldn't. I don't know. Like I said, we enjoyed this one, but those just aren't working.
Yeah, I mean, I would have loved for this for John Carter to be successful. To be honest, there's always room. For more.
It's such a cool. It's an interesting story.
There's always room for more sci-fi epics, And then so then they have what's it called? Sinbad: Legend of the Seven Seas at number 2. Is it an animated film?
Yes. I believe Brad Pitt voices Sinbad.
Wow. And then King Arthur: Legend of the Sword, very recent.
Didn't see that one. That was last year.
175 Guy Ritchie
2
film.
years ago. Yeah.
Actually, $175 million.
That's insane
To make. And why does a King Arthur movie cost $100?
Why?
It should have cost $75 million.
Right.
And it still would have lost money, but it lost $150 million.
I think Disney's doing a live action Sword in the Stone, so that'll be good.
Ooh,
so hopefully this doesn't hurt that, but that should be, because that's one of my other favorite Disney movies as well. So
yeah. So interesting list. The standout for me is John Carter, but there's a lot of recent stuff on there.
Oh, a bunch.
Especially with monster trucks and the Guy Ritchie film.
Mm-hmm.
So
Geostorm. Did you see that?
No, but it looked terrible.
Oh, okay. So speaking of that, this will kind of tie into what we just talked about. I meant to mention this in what we watched. I just watched The Meg the other day.
Oh yeah, we talked about it last week.
Did we?
But I don't. Think
I said I started
you finish it. Yeah.
Yeah, actually,
you finished it.
Not that bad.
It's not bad.
It wasn't as bad.
It's fun. Like when he fights the shark at the end, it's actually kind of entertaining, and it's like. There's only a few guys I would be okay with doing that. Jason Statham is one of them.
Yeah. So I don't know how that did. I'm sure it was bad at the box office as well, but that was all right. The Meg was actually not terrible. So okay, it's not good, but
for what you were expecting,
exactly,
it to be,
it's all right. It was okay. So anyway, that was one. The Mummy.
Ooh, the Tom Cruise one.
Cruise
oh
Mummy.
Man,
remember we went and saw it.
That was a
Me
huge.
and Gio.
That was a huge bomb.
That movie cost $195 million.
Wow.
What are you doing? I mean, okay, it's a big spectacle, the effects and stuff. It should have been so much better. They're putting so much into this Universal Monsters universe, which they're not doing now. I guess they're not. Are they doing?
I actually like the Brendan Fraser Mummy.
I love that.
Yeah, the first.
Me too.
One.
That's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I love that movie.
Yeah, I saw that. That was 20 years ago too. And so, did you see Pan? Did you ever see that?
No, but I remember when it bombed. Yeah,
that was a bad one. Pixels. I had no idea. Now, Pixels, it says here, cost a budget of $88 million.
Damn.
Did you saw Pixels, right?
I actually never saw it.
No. Me either. Okay.
Yeah, I'm surprised it bombed. Like I
figured
that would do well.
Yeah. Because it seemed like a good idea.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Aliens pose as video games to invade Earth. That's pretty funny. So a lot of these are really hilarious. That I remember when they were coming out. Rollerball.
So one I wanted to talk about ones that like affected me, and one most notable ones for me, and I think you're coming upon it is Solo.
That was.
I cannot believe the thing is, you think a Star Wars movie safe. Like I thought Solo would make like $600 million worldwide, and the problem is the budget, because they reshot the whole movie pretty much.
Yeah, basically made the movie twice.
So you made the movie twice, and then it flopped.
Yeah.
And even if you stuck with the original production budget, it probably still would have lost money. So and the thing is, it's good. I like Solo, and I know you don't, but
no, I like it. I don't know if it's good.
No, it's honestly a good movie.
I enjoyed it a lot. I really like
it. It's
Solo.
a good movie. It's just like, and the thing is, we don't need any movie. So people always say we didn't need a Solo movie. We don't need any movie.
No.
But the thing is, like, they made a good movie, and it just like I understand though why it bombed because like nobody wanted to go see it.
Because nobody cared. Because the criticism of it is fair. It's something my daughter astutely pointed out I never thought about. We were talking about this last night. My oldest daughter, Charlize. Everything we saw in Solo, and it just... Again, so you just mentioned it. People say, well, we didn't need Solo, and we really didn't. If you're going to make a movie like this set in this time frame, and do something else with he's already established. We got how he got his blaster. How he got his jacket. How he met Chewie. How he got the Falcon. How he met Lando. All in the same time frame. It's like
all of the things about Han
Solo. All at once. Yeah. All the stuff we know about Han Solo. All happening at once.
I will never
It's like we didn't
forgive.
Come on. How he got his name.
Whoever wrote this script and whoever wrote this part, I'll never forgive them for how Han Solo got his name.
Yes.
It is worse.
It's the worst thing they've ever done.
It's the worst than Jar Jar Binks.
It really is.
Worse. It's the worst thing they've ever done in Star Wars because I don't care about Jar Jar Binks. I care about Han Solo, and to me, I don't care what they say that does not exist to me.
No.
This is going down this rabbit hole, but Solo, and then for me personally, heartbreaking for me is Power Rangers. Power Rangers. So I've been waiting for them to do a live action Power Rangers movie for so long, and the thing with this is, and it wasn't perfect, but it's actually a good movie, and people it's recognized. A lot of critics say, "Wow, that wasn't bad.
Okay.
That was a good movie."
Yeah, I didn't mind.
But for me as a Power Rangers fan, I loved it, and I thought the cast was great. The thing is, there's problems with the movie, but it made $40 million opening weekend, which isn't terrible. But the problem is the worldwide was $143 million.
Yeah.
And that movie cost $100 million to make. And the reason why it's heartbreaking is because I'll be surprised. I won't be surprised if we never get a Power Rangers movie again because there's no proof that it can be financially successful. But Hasbro did buy the Power Rangers brand for $550 million. Which if you consider the toy sales and the worldwide recognizable brand, it's actually not a bad price for that. I think Hasbro will give it one more shot. So
I think
we'll
so.
see. Those are two of my big notable. Did you have any last couple ones
Justice
you wanted
League.
to mention? Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, technically, it was profitable, but still very disappointing.
Yeah.
And basically, thing. They remade the movie.
Yep.
So, but if you consider what the theater's taking, the marketing and all that stuff, it almost basically broke even.
Just barely.
Which
barely.
What the hell? A Justice League movie?
Justice League.
Before the MCU,
unbelievable.
The Justice League was more well known than the Avengers.
Would have been
the Avengers were, and this is just from my opinion, from how I understood fandom. Before the Justice League was the superhero team. Yep. Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman. It's the Justice League, and then the Avengers were not as well known, as
the X-Men.
Were more popular than the Avengers, and just the Avengers Endgame is the second biggest film of all time, and Justice League flopped, or not flopped, but it was very disappointing.
Yeah, it flopped. Unbelievable! I cannot believe that how bad they messed that up. They were sitting on Batman, and Superman, and Wonder Woman. And they just
the two most iconic superheroes of all time.
Yes, and the way they botched it it's
and then Wonder Woman's maybe top 5 or 6.
Yeah,
iconic superhero of all time.
Yeah, and the Wonder Woman movies, of course, is very good, but Justice League is frustrating. So,
that was very, very disappointing. But yeah, man. It sucks, but at least we get the movies that succeed. I didn't think Aladdin would make as much money as it's making, which I'm so happy for that.
I'm glad
movie.
it did. I wish it was.
I'm so happy for that movie. Yeah.
It's going to have staying power for sure. And I guess word of mouth I think is going to help Aladdin. Sometimes word of mouth obviously will hurt some of these movies.
But dude, it's made enough money already, and it's going to continue to make money.
Yeah,
because
definitely.
It's going to stay in theaters for a while.
Yeah, especially in worldwide, with the international setting and cast. So, but like you said, some of these movies, like Man from U.N.C.L.E. was very good. And
I love really Man from U.N.C.L.E.
Didn't make no one saw that movie, man.
I loved Man from U.N.C.L.E. That's a good one.
Yeah,
man, that sucks.
That's too bad. Yeah, I know. It's too bad because I really like that one. I heard that. Did you see Robin Hood last year?
No, I didn't.
I heard it was actually okay.
Yeah, but that bombed too.
Whatever. But yeah. And another one I'm looking at. A Wrinkle in Time, which big bomb last year.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because I actually I thought it was okay. It's not as I don't know. I thought it was okay. Yeah. I think people just didn't really. It's an old book from the 60s and stuff that just didn't really connect for some reason with people. But here's one that I enjoyed. I watched it a few years ago and it's not great. But Cowboys and Aliens. Did you ever see that movie?
I did. Yeah.
I saw that movie theater. I actually liked that movie. But yeah, no one cared about that. But here's the biggest one. That's probably the best movie on here is Blade Runner 2049.
Ooh.
And just no one saw it.
Ooh, that was tough. Yeah.
Nobody saw it.
Yeah.
But no one saw the first one either. But this was just visually one of the best visually looking movies probably ever. And yeah,
I still need to watch both Blade Runner movies. Well,
yeah.
All right, well, that's going to do it for this episode of Bartley and Barnes. Thank everybody for watching. And yeah, we will pick it up next week with a brand new episode. Can't wait for you guys to watch this episode. Hit us up in the comment section. Let us know what you thought about any of the episodes that we talked about or any of the topics that we talked about today. Check us out on Apocalypse Movies as well. Go subscribe to Apocalypse Movies. Subscribe to this YouTube channel. And then also, I got a Power Rangers podcast on this YouTube channel, so go check that out. Thank you all for watching this episode. Until next time, take care.